Every so often, you'll hear me utter the words super troll. What is a super troll? It is my interpretation of a long-standing philosophical quip of to name something that transcends the human mind, the human body. Buddhism called it the Buddha. Nietzsche called it the Ubermensch, or Superman. The Nazis also said a Superman, but they tried to practice that through biology and eugenics. Doesn't work. There have been many other smaller religions that have ascribed to a similar position. Shamanism, Druidism. There's countless things. And then most recently probably would be LaVeyan Satanism, and they call it Satan. But, all of these things don't really capture the essence, I believe, of what is trying to be obtained. The idea of the super troll, I feel, exemplifies that, because when you think of a troll, what do you think of? You think of someone that is an attention whore, sometimes. Sometimes you just think of somebody that's really negative, but most of the time, a troll is someone that has made a name for themselves on the internet, and that's difficult to do because most people are just an unthinking mass of bullshit. They argue and they squabble, and somebody posts creative content once in a while, but there is no real identity. There's no ego to the internet, and they don't want there to be, because they want everyone to be a slave, producing for, just to produce for who? For what? The idea of the troll is that someone is different. There is a red figure amongst a blue ocean. You get what I'm saying? There is something that sticks out. And usually they attack that, and they ban that, and they discredit it, and humiliate it, and hoping to assimilate them back into the collective. But the troll lives in infamy because he is an ego, because he is separate. He is in his own state of being. That is the troll in essence. So what is a super troll? A super troll is the philosophical idea that someone cannot be banned or treated like shit. It is beyond their scope of mortal comprehension that people just can't affect them. They can't affect them psychologically. They can't affect them physically. Now, that might be a superstitious belief that people can transcend this body, but in the mind, it's possible. Even if you cannot transcend your human state of being and you have to die and eat and work and do all these things to survive, you can, in your mind, be impenetrable. You can, in your mind, not let other people control you. And that is the fight we face. That is the fight most self-aware people face, because most people just let their lives be controlled by somebody else. They let other people tell them what to do, they let other people define them, but some of us are just born different. Some of us are just born where we do not fit in well, and then that either grows into self-loathing and trying desperately to fit in and failing, or some of us accept it and consider ourselves special. I don't think I'm special, though. I don't think anyone is. I don't think anyone is, born into this righteous state where they have the ability to command other people, and that's a good thing. That's Satanism. Satanism is the idea that certain people are born better and that it is their right to command them. I don't believe that. I believe that's falling into the same bullshit as the norms themselves. You think of it like Harry Potter and the wizards, and they act like there's the Muggles, and it's the wizard's job to command the Muggles. No, I don't believe that. But I do believe that the Muggles will be told what to do regardless. So you don't need to worry about them. You need to worry about the ascension. You need to worry about that spiritual evolution that makes you not to be controlled. That's what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to say that everything I do is in accordance to my beliefs of a greater good. Everything I say, everything I commit to, is the idea of justice and equality and equal treatment for equal crime or gain. Do you understand that, I'm not trying to be special. I am trying to make things positive. I am not trying to be different. I'm merely trying to assert that the collective should have a positive mood. It should have a positive projection and a positive progress move forward. The only way I can think of to describe it is, the ocean is blue. I'm not trying to be the red man in the ocean. I'm trying to turn the ocean red, because the red ocean would be better. It would be better for every single living thing within the ocean and without. Do you understand now? So, when I feel as the red man, it is possible for me to turn the ocean red. And it doesn't matter that I'm special, because whether or not I'm special doesn't have any bearing on right and wrong. All that matters is that the right thing happens. All that matters is that good prevails over evil. Do you understand? So, that's what I'm trying to get across. And people just aren't getting that. And you know what? If they don't, oh well, they're stupid. I don't care about them. I don't care about your rights. I don't care about you as individuals or as a mass. I only care about right and wrong. And it is wrong the way you get treated. It is wrong the way you have to struggle every single day for so little. It is wrong the way you get censored. It is wrong the way that you buy a video game and you can't even fucking play it because either you get banned or because the software is just bullshit. There are so many things wrong in the world, and I am just choosing to pick my battles because I am not the super troll. I am not the Ubermensch. I am merely just the red man. Are you beginning to see now? I think Nietzsche had a name for that too, the in-between stage, where there was the everyman, and then there was the Ubermensch, and then there was the middleman. There was the middle ground where you are a self-aware human being, but you are not yet superhuman. You are not yet ascended into that godlike state of being. That's why I'm a Christian. I worship God because through God, I can become an Ubermensch. I want to exemplify all that is God, and I believe God is a positive force of change and of justice. And, that's why I call it the Warhammer 40k theory. I don't just call it that because a bunch of bad guys are fighting other bad guys. I call it that because everything around us ascribes to the principles of the Chaos Gods. I wouldn't call them the Chaos Gods because it's not like Warhammer 40k is my literal religion, but you notice how in Warhammer 40k, chaos controls all mortals. All mortals are either working toward chaos or are directly representative of chaos. The major demon, what they call them, demon princes, are humans that ascend into demonhood, and they try to convert mortals to their chaos whims, and like the Space Marines, then there's the Chaos Space Marines, where they directly work accordance to a Chaos God, or just in rebellion against the Imperium. But either way, they're being manipulated. That's what I'm trying to say here. That is what we face. We face that spectrum of chaos. I just don't call it that, but it's similar. And that's why I compare it to the Time Lords of Doctor Who and even Care Bears sometimes. But, that is my religious belief, and it does affect everything I do. However, I don't think people quite comprehend it, and I don't think they ever will, because they are the Mughal. They are the Goyim, the Gentile, whatever, There's many names, but it comes down to the same principle. And I don't believe in a master race. I don't believe there's anything you can do to genetically enhance people to be prone to being the red man, the Superman. I only believe that in our nature we are given certain principles, and I believe that would happen regardless of what you become, what you do. You can only hope that through hard work and through perseverance, you become a better person and a better spirit. But I don't believe that you are just simply good genetics is going to make you any better of a spirit or person. It's almost been 10 minutes, so I'm going to have to cut this short. Hopefully that'll help people better understand what I'm getting at.